This is the Mode Envoy. Big hype. Even Mr. Tejas says it feels like a unicorn.
The remarkable thing about the Envoy is that I do think a similar typing feel to a high-end gummy O-ring gasket-mounted keyboard, something like the Unicorn, is achieved with the Envoy. But it is still impressive that at less than half the price, the Envoy can achieve something that's, I would say, is around 90% close to what the Unicorn provides.
Guess what? It doesn't. Let's get into it. The Mode Envoy really flexes Mode's ability to fulfill the demand in the keyboard market. They got full customization, short timelines, and the products really showcase value. This video is not sponsored. This is a full production run unit from one of my patrons. Thanks, Traveler. The Mode Envoy is a 65% keyboard that utilizes these cushions for mounting. Think Adidas Ultra Boost, but for your plates. There's a soft cushion and more rigid cushion. That by itself piques my interest as they're 3D printed. Mode is really bringing the innovation here. This is a one-piece keyboard, so it can save a lot of manufacturing costs. It starts only at $219, which is a great value for something a little bit more substantial. And of course, like always, they don't skimp on customization. You go through the configurator, you can change out the case colors, rear accent, and bottom weight. We have here the PC version with the SS accents. Aesthetically, it looks pretty good. Like, we've had two high-end products recently that are PC. So we have the PC Forever 65 and we're looking at the Paluhaku. Those are kind of pretty much endgame PC keyboards. So why do those cost $600 while the Mode Envoy is only $219? I think that's a pretty good deal. But you know what else is a good deal? Meals from our sponsor Factor. Too busy running away from your responsibilities by riding a one wheel? Skip going to get takeout and come home to a full flavored meal in 2 minutes. With all that saved time, there's no excuses to not work out, right? Sorry, I'm kind of trying to convince myself of this matter because I need to get back on track. I personally value doing this combination where I get my lunches for the week because especially when you get busy, I mean everyone is busy right now, where I don't even have time to sit for an hour to eat. How am I gonna find the time to cook? I get so busy and stressed I just want to pop something in the microwave and get a full nice meal without having to worry about it, and especially don't want to be getting some fast food for lunch 5 days a week. That would definitely not be good for my health. This combination is a nice budget-friendly way of covering my meals. The meals are fresh and never frozen and are better than what I can make in a time crunch. I especially like their Protein Plus meals that have over 30 grams of protein per serving. If this sounds good to you, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code ANDV50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Once again, that's factor75.com and use code ANDV50 to get 50% off your first box. Thanks Factor for sponsoring. Let's get back to the video. This frosted polycarbonate case is CNC, so I don't think any shortcuts were taken in terms of the manufacturing because, you know, there's polycarbonate that is injection molded. The molds cost a lot for the manufacturer, but the end product is pretty affordable and cheap, and it kind of feels that way. We saw this in the Tiger 80 Lights, we saw this in the NK65EEs. It was definitely a way to get cheap keyboards to the masses in 2021 and maybe 2022. But in 2023, we definitely want to go back to CNC, especially since a lot of the Chinese group buy boards are getting really affordable with PVD weights and CNC aluminum. It's really picking up. But having a one-piece case with a small weight, that's definitely a way to get cost savings. All right, we're gonna have a buddy with us while we record this video. Like I said, puppy life. Oh my lord. Come on, settle down. With a smaller weight, the board won't feel as substantial in the hand, but you can determine how much that matters to you. The shape and design is very minimal and really in line with the Mode aesthetic. The build itself was pretty straightforward. Stuff the little mounting pieces in the case, slide it in. But wait, you have to screw something in? Yes, you see, this is a drop-in case and there's not enough friction to hold down the plate in PCB. So you end up needing to screw into the case. Chat kept telling me they're not standoffs. Well, let's talk about the feel first. The feel of this board is very flexible and they were able to provide that with their innovative mounting style. I could use the softer gaskets and basically be able to push into the board, and even with the stiffer one, it still gives a lot. Like I can push really far into the board. It's pretty nice to type on. But the main thing was, Tejas said that this typing experience is very similar to the Unicorn board. I don't agree. The Unicorn drop-in gummy O-ring mount has a bit of bounce to it, not in that it depresses into the board, but rather when you hit the plate, it doesn't feel as rigid. This is half plate, dude. Where's my... There's no plate in the middle to even push back. And I can't... Bro. This, however, you can definitely push into the case. Even with the stiffer mounting points. I don't feel anything about the Unicorn in this board. The typing experience is nice in its own right? I like it a lot, but It doesn't remind me of Unicorn at all. It feels very odd to have that name drop. So about the mounting points, it creates stiff areas on the board, and there's no real way to avoid it. I loosened the screws all the way to the point where I could wiggle the screw and it didn't change anything. Yes, I used the O-rings that were included. People ask like, did you use the O-rings? Of course I did. So in terms of the sound, this is where the keyboard honestly fell apart for me. They did a great job of designing a board with the price and the sound of the alphas, especially with the Gateron Cream sodas that we use, which are a long pole switch. It sounds great. Alright, when I originally recorded this video, I was much more scathing. I was saying it had a standoff on the left and right side. After further investigation, they're not standoffs. There's no actual vertical element in the case that the screw screws into, so it does actually just hold the plate and PCB in place. However, there is still a hole in the PCB and plate, which is what's causing that weird hollowness, standoff sounding issue, and I tried to fix it by putting some tape over the holes, maybe like tape modding flex cuts, but unfortunately it did not fix it. So here's some clips where I tried to do that, and with this retention screw, tab is a little off again, you still hear case sound, and a little bit in the caps lock, A is solid. Let's listen to the shift. That shift sounds garbaggio. So maybe we screwed a little bit too much over here. As you can tell, I'm going through this and it's just very sensitive, okay? Nope, that's still clearly case sound. The sound in the corners where the holes are just going to be a little bit weaker. The alphas still sound great, but there's still a little bit of inconsistency where the holes are in the plate and PCB. Alphas. Alphas. Tab. Tab. Use the same switch, Gateron Cream sodas. Inconsistency in the typing experience and the sound is distracting and makes me not want to use a board. It sounds hollow at those mounting points. That's concerning. People told me the Protos didn't sound like that. I'm like, I don't have the Protos to compare, but it's a little sus. If your favorite streamer said it sounded good and perfect, I don't know. I just have a production run board here. That is what a customer will get. The board itself is going to be a pass for me because inconsistent sound is just super. If you're someone who just cares about the look of the keyboard, this will be right up your alley, right? You got some cool aesthetic and an affordable price. But I care about sound and feel, so it's gonna be a pass for me, even for the price point of starting at $219. I can't get over the fact that the corners where the mounting points are sound kind of gross. There was some heavy copium in the stream chat saying, maybe you just don't use the mounting points. Well, that's not building the board like it was designed, and as soon as you move it, the plate and PCB can just fall out and scratch your case, especially if you're using a polycarbonate case. There are plenty of other boards for the price or cheaper that you can buy. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Maybe this will get me more mode products, probably not. And I'll see you in the next one. Fuji, say bye. Say bye. Okay. Peace.